Aloha class. This week we are going to discuss motivating employees. Now, motivation refers to the forces either within or external to a person that brings about enthusiasm and persistence to pursue a certain course of action. Employee motivation affects productivity, and part of a manager's job is to channel motivation toward accomplishment of those organizational goals. The study of motivation helps understand what prompts people to initiate action, what influences their choice of action, and why they persist in the action over time. Now, people have needs such as recognition, achievement, and monetary gains. That translates into an internal tension that motivates specific behaviors with which to fulfill various needs. Needs motivate specific behavior designed to fulfill those needs. Feedback tells people whether they were successful in fulfilling their needs. If so, they feel rewarded by their success. Managers who understand the motives that compel people to initiate, alter, and continue a desired behavior are more successful as motivators. Motives can be characterized as intrinsic or extrinsic rewards. Intrinsic rewards are the satisfactions a person receives in the process of performing a particular action. Extrinsic rewards are given by another person, typically a manager, and can include promotions, praise, and pay increases. The importance of motivation is that it can lead to behaviors that reflect high performance and profits within organizations. Managers have to find the right combination of motivational techniques and rewards to keep workers satisfied and productive in a variety of organizational situations. Now, content theories emphasize the needs that motivate people. People have a variety of needs at any point in time. These needs translate into an internal drive that motivates specific behaviors in an attempt to satisfy the needs. To the extent that managers understand employees' needs, they can design reward systems that meet their employees' direct energies and priorities toward attaining their organizational goals. Now, we've talked about Maslow before. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs proposes that humans motivated by multiple needs exist in a hierarchical order. He identified 5 general types of motivating needs. The first one being physiological, the most basic human physical needs, including water, food, and oxygen. In the organizational setting, these needs include heat, air conditioning, especially here in South Texas, and a base salary to ensure survival. Next level is safety. So safety needs, these are the needs for a safe and secure physical and emotional environment, free from threats of violence. Now, in the organizational workplace, safety needs are for safe jobs, fringe benefits, and job security. Belongingness is our third level. These needs are the desire to be accepted by one's peers, have friends, be part of a group, and to be loved. On the job, this translates into a desire for good relationships with coworkers, participation in work groups, and a positive relationship with your supervisor. Next, we have esteem needs. Esteem needs relate to the desire for a positive self-image and the need to receive attention, recognition, and appreciation from others. These needs are reflected in the organization as a desire for recognition, increased responsibility, high status, and credit for contributions to the organization. And lastly, we have self-actualization needs. This is the highest need category and represents the need for self-fulfillment. Developing one's full potential, increasing one's competence, and becoming a better person. These needs can be met in an organizational setting by providing opportunities to grow, encouraging creativity, and providing training for challenging assignments and advancement. The low order needs take priority in that they must be satisfied before the higher order needs are activated. The needs are satisfied in sequence. Once a need is satisfied, it declines in importance and the next higher need is activated. The low order needs take priority in that they must be satisfied before the higher needs are activated. The needs are satisfied in sequence. Once a need is satisfied, it declines in importance and the next higher need is activated. If a lower level need ceases to be satisfied, however, it will re-emerge and take precedence over higher order needs until it is once again satisfied. ERG theory was developed by Clayton Alderfer and is a modification of Maslow's theory in an effort to simplify it and respond to criticisms of its lack of empirical verification. ERG theory identified 3 categories of needs. Existent needs, these are the needs for physical well-being. Relatedness needs, these pertain to the need for satisfactory relationships with others. And growth needs, these focus on the development of human potential and the desire for personal growth and increased competence. The ERG model and Maslow's hierarchy of needs are similar, as both are hierarchical and presume individuals move up the hierarchy one need at a time. However, Alderfer's reduced the number of need categories and the movement up the hierarchy as more complex, reflecting a frustration regression principle. This suggests that failure to meet a higher order need may trigger regression into an already fulfilled lower order need. For example, a worker who cannot fulfill a need for personal growth may revert to a lower order social need and redirect his or her efforts toward making a lot of money. The ERG model suggests that individuals may move down as well as up the hierarchy depending on their ability to satisfy needs. Now, we've talked about Herzberg's 2-factor theory before, but Frederick Herzberg asserted that work characteristics associated with dissatisfaction were different from those pertaining to satisfaction. This prompted the idea that 2 different factors influenced work motivation and an employee's behavior at work. Leading to his development of the 2-factor theory, the 2 factors that influence motivation are hygiene factors and motivators. Hygiene factors relate to the lower order needs and involve the absence or presence of job dissatisfaction, such as working conditions, pay and security, company policies, supervisors, and interpersonal relationships. When hygiene factors are poor, work is dissatisfying. Good hygiene factors remove the dissatisfaction, but they do not cause satisfaction or motivation. Instead, employees are neutral toward the work. Now, motivators, they relate to the higher order needs and include things such as achievement, recognition, responsibility, the work itself, and opportunities for personal growth. When motivating factors are present, workers are highly motivated and satisfied. The absence of motivating factors removes satisfaction, but does not cause dissatisfaction. Instead, employees are neutral toward work. The manager's role is to provide hygiene factors to meet the basic needs and use motivators to meet those higher level needs to propel employees toward achievement and satisfaction. David McClelland developed acquired needs theory, which proposes that certain types of needs are acquired or learned during the individual's lifetime. People are not born with these needs, but may learn them through life experiences. McClelland addressed 3 categories of needs. Need for achievement, which is the desire to accomplish something difficult, attain a high standard of success, master complex tasks, and surpass others. A need for affiliation, the desire to form close personal relationships, avoid conflict, and establish warm friendships. And lastly, the need for power, the desire to influence or control others, be responsible for others, and have authority over others. McClelland studied human needs and their implications for management. People with a high need for achievement are frequently entrepreneurs. People with a high need for affiliation are successfully integrators, whose job is to coordinate the work for several departments in an organization. A high need for power is often associated with successful attainment of top levels in the organizational hierarchy. Process theories explain how employees select behaviors with which to meet their needs and determine if their choices were successful. The basic theories are goal setting, equity theory, and expectancy theory. So let's chat about these. Goal setting theory proposes that specific, challenging goals increase motivation and performance, while the goals are accepted by subordinates who receive feedback to indicate progress toward that goal achievement. Goal setting theory includes 4 key components. Goal specificity, the degree to which goals are concrete and unambiguous. Goal difficulty is the notion that hard goals are more motivating than easy goals. Goal acceptance is when employees must buy into the goals and be committed to them. Feedback, people get information about how well they are doing in progressing toward goal achievement. Goal setting increases motivation because it enables people to focus their energies in the right direction. People know what to work toward, so they can direct their efforts toward the most important activities to accomplish their goals. Goals energize behavior because people feel compelled to develop plans and strategies that keep them focused to accomplish their objectives. Equity theory was developed by J. Stacy Adams, and it focuses on individuals' perceptions of how fairly they are treated compared to others. People evaluate equity by a ratio of inputs to outputs. Inputs to a job include such things as education, experience, effort, and ability. Outcomes from a job include such things as pay, recognition, benefits, and promotion. The input to output ratio may be compared with another person in the work group or to a perceived group average. The input to output ratio may be compared with another person in the group or to a perceived group average. If people perceive their input to outcome ratio is equal to that of those who they are comparing themselves to, they believe their treatment is fair and equitable. A state of equity exists whenever the ratio of one person's outcomes to incomes equals the ratio of another person. Inequality exists when these ratios are not equal. Perceived inequality creates tension within individuals that motivate them to bring equity into balance. The most common methods for reducing a perceived inequity are changing work effort, increasing and decreasing a person's inputs to the organization, such as decreasing the level of effort or increasing absenteeism. We can also change outcomes, such as obtaining a salary increase or other additional benefits or perks. We can change perception, such as artificially increasing the status attached to one's job, or people may change perceptions of equity if they are unable to change inputs or outcomes, and they just might leave the job altogether. If equity cannot be restored through any of the previous methods, people may decide to leave their jobs rather than suffer the inequality of being underpaid or overpaid, expecting to find a more favorable balance of rewards. The implication of equity theory for managers is that employees evaluate the perceived equity of their rewards compared to others. An increase in salary or promotions will not motivate if it is perceived as inequitable relative to other employees. Smart managers try to keep employees' feelings of equity in balance to keep their workforce motivated. Expectancy theory is associated with the work of Victor Vroom. It suggests that motivation depends on the individual's expectations about their ability to perform the task and receive desired rewards. It focuses on the thinking process individuals use to obtain rewards. Now, expectancy theory is based on the relationship among the individual's effort, performance, and the desirability of those outcomes with high performance. Now, E to P expectancy involves determining whether putting effort into a task will lead to high performance. The individual must have the ability, previous experience, and necessary resources and opportunity to perform. The P to O expectancy involves determining whether successful performance will lead to the desired outcome. It is the belief that high performance will lead to a desired reward. And balance is the value of outcomes or attraction to outcomes for the individual. If an employee does not value the outcomes available from high effort and good performance, motivation will be low. If outcomes have a high value, motivation will be higher. Expectancy theory attempts to establish that need and may be different for every individual. Making people feel appreciated depends on finding the right kind of reward for each individual. Reinforcement theory looks at the relationship between behavior and its consequences. The focus is on the changing or modifying the employees on the job behavior through the appropriate use of immediate rewards and punishments. Behavior modification is the set of techniques by which reinforcement theory is used to modify behavior. The basic assumption underlying behavior modification is the law of effect, which states that behavior that is positively reinforced tends to be repeated, and behavior that's not reinforced tends not to be repeated. Reinforcement is defined as anything that causes a certain behavior to be repeated or inhibited. There are 4 common reinforcement tools: positive reinforcement, avoidance learning, punishment, and extinction. Positive reinforcement is the administration of a pleasant and rewarding consequence following a desired behavior. Praise for a job well done increases the likelihood the excellent work behavior will occur again. Studies show that positive reinforcement helps motivate desired behaviors. Now, avoidance learning is the removal of unpleasant consequences once a behavior is improved, sometimes called negative reinforcement. Employees learn to do the right thing by avoiding unpleasant situations. An example would be when a supervisor stops criticizing an employee once the incorrect behavior has stopped. Now, punishment is the imposition of unpleasant outcomes following undesirable behavior. The use of punishment in organizations is controversial because it fails to indicate the correct behavior. Almost all managers find the need to impose punishment occasionally, from reprimands to employee suspensions to firing. Now, extinction, our last one, is the withholding of a positive reward following undesirable behavior. Extinction involves withholding pay raises, praise, and other positive outcomes with the idea in mind that behaviors that are not positively reinforced will be less likely to occur in the future. Social learning theory is related to the reinforcement perspective, but it proposes that an individual's motive can result not just from direct experience of rewards and punishments, but also from a person's thoughts and beliefs and his or her observations of other people's behaviors. Vicarious learning, or observational learning, occurs when an individual sees others perform certain behaviors and get rewarded for them. This can be used by managers to enhance employees' motivation to perform desired behaviors by ensuring that employees has a chance to observe the desired behaviors, accurately perceives the behavior, remembers the behavior, has the necessary skills to perform the behaviors, and sees that the behaviors are rewarded by the organization. A job in an organization is a unit of work that a single employee is responsible for performing. Jobs are important because performance of their components may provide rewards. A job in an organization is a unit of work that a single employee is responsible for performing. Jobs are important because performance of their components may provide rewards that meet employees' needs. Job design is the application of motivational theories to the structure of work for improving productivity and satisfaction. We have a couple of approaches to job design. First, job rotation systematically moves employees from one job to another, increasing the number of different tasks an employee performs. Job enlargement combines a series of tasks into one new, broader job. The primary trend is toward job enrichment, which incorporates high-level motivators into the work, including job responsibility, recognition, and opportunities for growth, learning, and achievement. Employees have control over the resources necessary for the job, make decisions on how to do the work, experience personal growth, and set their own work pace. Job enrichment increases employees' motivation and job satisfaction. Hackman and Oldham's research concerns work redesign, defined as altering jobs to increase both the quality of employees' work experience and their productivity. The job characteristics model comprises core job dimensions, critical psychological states, and employee growth need strengths. The more a job contains these core characteristics, the higher the motivation, quality of performance, and satisfaction will be. A job's motivational potential includes skill variety, which is the number of diverse activities that compose a job and the number of skills used to perform it. Task identity, the degree to which an employee performs a total job with a recognizable beginning and end. Task significance, the degree to which a job is perceived as important and having an impact on the company or customers. Autonomy is the degree to which the worker has freedom, discretion, and self-determination in planning and carrying out tasks. And finally, feedback, the extent to which doing the job provides information to the employee about his or her performance. Incentive programs can be effective if they are used appropriately and combined with motivational ideas that also provide people with intrinsic rewards and meet those higher level needs. The most effective motivational programs typically involve much more than money or other external rewards in order to create an environment in which people thrive. Empowerment is power sharing, the delegation of power and authority to subordinates in an organization. Increasing employee power heightens motivation for task accomplishment because people improve their own effectiveness, choosing how to do a task using their own creativity. Empowering employees involves giving them 4 elements that enable them to act more freely to accomplish their jobs: information, knowledge, power, and rewards. Employees receive information about company performance. In companies where employees are fully empowered, all employees have access to all financial and operational information. Employees have knowledge and skills to contribute to company goals. Companies use training programs to help employees acquire the knowledge and skills they need to contribute to organizational performance. Employees have the power to make decisions. Empowered workers have the authority to directly influence work procedures and organizational performance, often through quality circles of self-directed work teams. Employees are rewarded based on company performance. Organizations that empower workers often reward them based on the results shown in the company's bottom line. Now, empowerment can mean encouraging workers' ideas while managers retain authority, or it can mean employees have the freedom and power to make decisions and exercise initiative. Current methods fall along the continuum from no discretion for workers to full empowerment, where workers participate in formulating strategy. Employee engagement means that people enjoy their jobs and are satisfied with their working conditions. They contribute enthusiastically to meeting team and organizational goals and feel a sense of belonging and commitment to the organization. Now, smart managers see that having engaged, motivated employees has less to do with extrinsic rewards than with fostering an environment in which people can flourish. The behavior of managers is what makes the biggest difference in employee motivation and whether employees flourish at work. The 3 elements to creating employee engagement are a sense of meaningfulness, a sense of connection, and a sense of growth. The manager's role is to organize the workplace in such a way to create these feelings in order for employee engagement to grow, leading to a high motivation and high organizational performance. People feel they are working towards something important. People experience a sense of meaningfulness when they have a chance to accomplish something that provides real value to the world. People feel connected to the company, to one another, and their managers. People have the chance to learn, grow, and advance. To be fully engaged, people need not only to feel that they are competent to handle what is asked of them, but also that they have the chance to learn and expand that potential. The making progress principle is the idea that the single most important factor that can boost motivation, positive emotions, and perceptions is making progress toward meaningful goals. People are most motivated when they experience achievement. Providing feedback on how well people are progressing and giving them a way to track their progress toward goals provides motivation. Knowing that they are making everyday progress can make a difference in how motivated people feel to pursue a course of action. Knowing that they are making everyday progress can make a difference in how motivated people feel to pursue a course of action.